Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. Want to win in life's challenges? To know the will of God and have more passion for Him? Practical help right now with Tak Bhana and Running with Fire.
Thanks for joining me today. And you know, so often you hear the statement, don't you, he's a zealous new Christian. And I think they said that about me when I was saved as well. But here's my question, what about the zealous old Christian? The longer we're Christians, the more we should love God, the more we should be on fire. I've been a Christian now over 40 years, and by the grace of God, He has helped me keep the fire burning, and I trust and pray that I have more fire now than ever before. Psalm 69 verse 9, zeal for your house has eaten me up. The day is coming with zeal for the work of God, for the house of God, for church is going to eat us up. We're going to have so much fire for the Lord. So how can you tend to the fire? How can you increase it? Let me give you a few thoughts on that. Number one, living a pure life. We are constantly bombarded with impurity at every turn. I can be on a flight. You can see someone else's screen. It really annoys me. And before you know it, you see these terrible scenes, impurity, pornography, sex, nudity, the whole deal. And, it's there all the time. And sadly on our phones, just one click and it's there. You can see anything you want to see. And it really hinders or diminishes the fire of God in our lives. We're constantly bombarded by the media with unbiblical standards and behavior. However, if we do mess up, we watch something that's not right, which happens to all of us, there is a solution. The blood of Jesus has never lost its power. Confess, ask God to forgive you, and ask Him to help you to not go back to seeing those things that you know you should never have looked at in the first place. Psalm 24, verse 3 to 4. Who may ascend into the hill of the Lord? Who may stand in His holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart. We need to live right before God. Sex outside of marriage covenant is actually sin. Now, I know as new believers, it may take a bit of time to sort that out. But those who have been walking with God for some time, we need to know that this is not right. It is a sin in the sight of God, and we need to get it sorted out. So the second way to increase the fire, tend to the fire, is use storms to take you deeper in God. Some of the most godly, on-fire Christians that I know have suffered a lot, but they've found treasures of darkness and now have more fire in their lives. Do you know with storms, we go in one of two directions. We either run away from God or we run into God. I want to encourage you, run into God and get more fire as a result of your storm. I was talking to a woman who leads a significant ministry. She is passionate, on fire. She's an elderly lady. She told me that her husband had an accident not long ago and also a stroke and now can do very little around the home. It's a challenging time. Not only that, her son at the age of 15 got a disease, was left in a wheelchair. He's now 40 years old and she's still believing for a miracle. Despite what's happened to her husband and her son, she still has the fire burning in her heart. I believe she's used her storms to take her deeper in God. I talked to another lady just recently where I was speaking, and she was on an altar. She came to our church. She had been on an altar and she'd been raped and as a result was pregnant. I had said to her, because I prayed for her, that child would be a blessing. 20 years later, she comes up to me and tells me the story of what had happened and what I'd said and the fact that now her son was a great blessing and in the army. She also, despite a horrendous event in her life, had used it to go deeper in God, and she had the fire of God in her life. Can I encourage you, encourage me? Let's tend to the fire that we already have, but then let's do what it takes to also increase that fire.
Tak Bhana is the Senior Pastor of Church Unlimited in Auckland, New Zealand. For more information, to make contact or to listen again, look for Running with Fire at our website, vision.org.au. Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.